As I promised before, in this section of the course, we want to see that how we can code our own MCP servers based on the host client server architecture. If you want to follow this architecture, there are software development kits that you can use, and they make the development of MCP servers very easy. At the moment, SDK is available for C#, Java, Kotlin, Ruby, Swift, and TypeScript. Unfortunately, there is no SDK for Go. In saying that, you are not limited to these SDKs and you are not limited to these programming languages. If you want, you can create MCP servers with any programming languages and without SDK. However, you will be doing a little bit more work. If you search MCP servers in GitHub, you will see that there are many repositories for MCP servers that are written in Go or other languages. So as I said, host client server is not the only available architecture. You can use any architecture to store and retrieve the context for your large language models. And these languages are not the only languages you can use. So for this course, I'm going to use Python because Python SDK is also available. I will attach the link of these SDKs to this lecture of the course. And also I'm going to create an environment and install the packages for development of MCP. And I'm going to use Visual Studio Code, but again, obviously, if you use other languages like Java and you want to use other IDEs like Eclipse or something like that, by all means, you can do that as well. So let's go to GitHub and I'll show you what I want to use. Back to GitHub, as you can see, this is the Python SDK that I want to use. I will attach the link of this SDK to this lecture so you can have a look at that. Also, I have created a repository in GitHub and I'm going to put all the source code that I will develop in here so that you can basically clone this repository and look at the code or change them and play with them. So I have cloned that repository that I created and I have opened it in Visual Studio. So the first thing I do is that I create a virtual environment. So I will say Python 3-m virtual environment. Then we need to activate the virtual environment. So you can use source if you are on a Mac computer, or on Linux, your activate script will be in the bin folder. If you are on Windows, your activate script will be in /scripts folder. And there will be two of those. One is a batch file and one is a PowerShell script. You can use either of those. So once you activate your virtual environment, your prompt changes. Then you can use pip to install the MCP package. So it will be pip install MCP, and then you can install CLI as a dependency. So environment is ready. I let you prepare your environment, and then in the next lecture we will create a small MCP server.